Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learnt in the progression from it to the full product? After finishing my preliminary task, I always thought about continuity, especially in post-production, looking at different camera angles. Thankfully, in my preliminary tasks, I only had one continuity error, and it was quite minor, but still I remain vigilant at looking out for any continuity errors so that my film always looks believable and professional. I've also learned, especially during this task, to never leave things to chance or never leave things to last minute. This was especially when I was getting actors. I'd asked a lot of people to act in the film before we started filming, but I never actually had any backups for them. So when people started saying that they couldn't act in the film just days before we started filming, I was left a bit stranded, and it was a bit of a rush to get actors in at the last moment, and that is why I had to fill in and act as the husband in the film, even though I don't look anything like a 20-year-old. But still, in the evaluation process, the age of the actors was never a concern to my class. So thankfully, that me being in it and actors who didn't really look, or actors who aren't their specific age, didn't really affect the film. So that was good. But when I next film, I will definitely get people much closer to the actual age of the actors, and also I will get actors in reserve just in case any people pull out last minute, which has happened not just in mine but in numerous cases in people's groups. So it's definitely something I'm going to consider, because it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen just out of the blue. It's going to most probably happen, seeing that it's happened in other groups. I feel when I compare my preliminary task to my full product, I definitely feel that the full product is the finished article. It looks far more professional. A lot more time's been put into it in the editing, especially in one of my preliminary tasks. We only edited on it for a day, and it was very rushed, and you could see it when you watched it. It had a good storyline to it, but the editing was rushed and it definitely ruined it. But with my full product, it had everything. It had a good storyline, and it had a good camera to make it that little bit more professional. It had a good HD camera to make it look professional, and a lot of time was put in the editing process to make it look professional, and for each scene and shot to flow nicely along with the storyline. So I'm definitely pleased with my final product compared to my preliminary task, because it is far, far better and more professional in every way compared to the preliminary task, and I'm very happy with it.